There is an invisible curse cast upon anyone who steps into the world of psychology. The moment you say, "I study psychology," the other person's eyes instantly change. They take a slight step back, cross their arms, and half-jokingly ask, "So, try reading my mind, or look at my face and guess my personality." Welcome to Shadow Theory. Most of us have, at some point, draped a mystical veil over psychology. We equate it with telepathy, with fortune-telling, with the ability to see right through someone's soul in the blink of an eye. But the truth is, if psychology could actually read minds, psychologists would have ruled the world a long time ago. In this first video of Shadow Theory, we are going to lift that fog. Psychology is not magic. It is a cold, sharp, scientific machine fueled by data to decode the most complex thing in the universe, your own mind. Mind reading versus pattern recognition. Let's start with the biggest myth. Mind reading. The truth is, no one can crawl into your head to know what you had for breakfast this morning. Instead of reading thoughts, psychologists read behaviors. Take lying, for example. For decades, the brilliant psychologist Paul Ekman traveled the globe, from modern metropolises to remote tribes in Papua New Guinea. He discovered something called micro-expressions facial movements that flash by in less than a fifth of a second, occurring completely unconsciously when a person tries to conceal a strong emotion. When you lie, your brain has to work overtime to maintain that fabricated story. This causes cognitive overload. The result, your heart rate increases, your pupils dilate slightly, or the corner of your mouth twitches. Paul Ekman developed the Facial Action Coding System, FAQs, cataloging every possible facial muscle movement of humans. So, when an expert looks at you, they aren't using a sixth sense. They are doing the work of a data scanner. Zygomatic major muscle contracts plus orbicularis oculi muscle contracts equals a genuine smiler. Duchenne smile. If the muscle around the eyes doesn't contract, congratulations, you have a fake smile. That's not telepathy. That's evolutionary biology. Tarot, astrology, and the Barnum Effect. If psychology isn't mind reading, then why do tarot readings, astrology, or random online personality tests seem so incredibly accurate about you? The answer lies in a classic 1948 experiment by psychologist Bertram R. Forer. Forer gave his students a personality test. Afterward, he handed each person a result sheet and asked them to rate its accuracy on a scale from 0 to 5. The average score the students gave their results was astoundingly high, 4.26 out of 5. Everyone believed the test was tailor-made for them. But what was the trick? Forer had completely ignored the students' answers and handed everyone the exact same piece of paper. The sheet contained statements like, "You have a great need for other people to like and admire you. You have a great deal of unused capacity, and while you appear disciplined on the outside, you tend to be worrisome and insecure on the inside." This is known as the Barnum Effect or the Forer Effect. The human brain is trapped in confirmation bias. When you hear vague, positive descriptions, your brain automatically searches through past memories to find pieces that fit the statement. Fortune-telling offers you comfort by telling you what you want to hear. Psychology, on the other hand, forces you to confront the truths you want to escape. What is psychology, really? So, if we strip away all the mystique, what is psychology, really? The American Psychological Association defines it as the scientific study of the mind and behavior. It is rooted in empiricism. It requires control groups, double-blind experiments, and statistical probability analysis. Psychology doesn't predict whether you'll get into an accident or win the lottery tomorrow. Psychology explains why a trauma from when you were 5 years old makes you push away the people who love you when you're 25. It explains attachment theory, it explains defense mechanisms, and it explains why we repeatedly make the same exhausting mistakes in our relationships. It doesn't hand you a prophecy, it hands you a mirror. The manifesto of shadow theory. And that is exactly why shadow theory was born. The great psychoanalyst Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." The fate you often complain about is actually just the product of unnamed traumas. The concept of the shadow represents the darkest, most deeply repressed parts of our minds that we dare not acknowledge. Here at Shadow Theory, we won't learn how to read other people's minds. We will light a torch together, step down into the deepest basement of our own minds, and illuminate that shadow, because you cannot heal a wound if you keep pretending it doesn't exist. Hit the subscribe button to join us on this deep dive into the unconscious. In our next video, we will open the very first door, exploring Sigmund Freud's iceberg. See you next time at Shadow Theory.